Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Ashton Lewis for informing me of this. We now know who is responsible for the murder of Sadie Roberts Joseph. His name is Ron Jermaine Bell, and you are looking at this sad ass sack of shit right here in front of your eyes. And that is exactly what he should be described as, and a whole lot more. Now, based on what I have heard so far, and before I read the article, one, I heard that this guy is a sex offender. So he has an issue messing with either grown adults or little kids. Which one it is, I'm not entirely sure. At this point, it doesn't even matter. The guy is a menace. Two, it turns out that this man owed Sadie $1,200 in, I guess, back rent, because I think she might have been a landlord or something like that. And they say he was behind several months on his rent. And I wonder if she confronted him about it and wanted to, and he decided to up and just kill her, because it said that she died by suffocation. So he had to maybe put a bag over her head and something like that, and then threw her in the trunk of a car. Now, let me go ahead and get into this article, and maybe we can find out some additional information. It says an arrest has been made in the killing of Sadie Roberts Joseph, a Baton Rouge icon who founded the African American History Museum, according to officials during a press conference held Tuesday, July 16th. Baton Rouge Police Chief Murphy Paul says detectives have arrested Ron Jermaine Bell in connection with the homicide. He now faces a first-degree murder charge. While the city was bracing for Hurricane Barry, Roberts Joseph was discovered in the trunk of a car at roughly 3:45 p.m. on July 12th. The car was located about 3.5 miles away from her home. Police found the car after the dispatch received 911 calls from citizens about a body in a car that was left at a vacant home on the 2300 block of Adams Avenue. Investigators learned Bell was a tenant in one of Robert Joseph's rental homes. They believe he was behind several months on his rent and that he owed about $1,200. According to the arrest report, Bell admitted to being behind on rent payments and said he and Robert Joseph had agreed he could stay at the home he was renting as long as he paid some money to her. He also reportedly admitted to being in the same area where the victim car was found at the time of the vehicle was abandoned, which confirmed with video surveillance, the report notes. I'm heartbroken that our community has lost such a kind and selfless soul in such a violent, tragic manner. I have known and loved Mrs. Sadie Roberts Joseph for years and admired her respect and dedication to education in our community. I'm grateful for the swift action of the Baton Rouge Police Department and Louisiana State Police in finding her alleged killer and putting him behind bars. I will continue to pray that justice is served as her friends and family move forward in healing. She leaves behind a strong legacy of character and faith. Hate tried to silence Mrs. Sadie, but her voice will continue to ring strong for peace and love through the countless people she touched, EBR Sheriff Sid Gautreaux said. Evidence processed by the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab confirmed Bell's DNA was found on Robert Joseph's remains. Detectives do not believe the death was a hate crime and are still investigating a possible motive. I truly believe that it has something to do with it. Sorry about that interruption, but like I was saying, I think it actually has something to do with the rent, and she probably confronted him about it, and it may have been an argument that ensued, and then that's when he killed her. It says autopsy results released Monday revealed Roberts died from traumatic asphyxia, which includes suffocation. Her death was ruled a homicide. Investigators charged Bell with Robert Joseph's death Tuesday. He was already in jail for failing to register as a sex offender. Bell is a registered sex offender and was convicted in 2004 in a case involving the rape of an 8-year-old girl. Bell pleaded guilty in 2007 to sexual battery under best interest of the victim and her family. He served the entire sentence, so he was not under probation, but still has to follow certain guidelines as a sex offender. He was released from prison in April 12, 2013. A vigil is scheduled for Tuesday, July 16th at 6 p.m. Robert Joseph's Museum at the Odell S. Williams Now and Then Museum of African American History, located at 538 South Boulevard. Family members of Robert Joseph are preparing for funeral arrangements, which will likely be scheduled for this weekend. So this guy has just been a long time trashy ass individual, from being a sex offender he didn't register as one, and they pretty much didn't have to because he served out his sentence, even though he should still be one, because technically he did. What did I say? It was either going to be a grown woman or a young child. And in this case, it was a child. I mean, you could just look at this guy and tell he, has no soul. To first of all, rape a 8-year-old girl and then kill a 72-year-old woman. I always say it's so unfortunate when people kill the elderly. Well, I don't want to call them the elderly. People who are wise beyond the wise. I'll just put them like that. People of a certain age. And it seems like they have so much life in them. And those are the type of people you want to see when they die out. You want to see them die out of, maybe, of natural causes or anything like that. Not murder. But I'm willing to bet it has something to do with him not paying his rent. I'm willing to bet that's what it is. She probably, like I said, I probably confronted him. They got into an argument. He strangled her, threw her in the trunk, and then went about his day. But I'm glad that they caught this piece of shit. He deserves to be thrown way under the jail and slam that motherfucker down as hard as they possibly can. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.